Hi, I'm Matt, and this is the space between the headphones. I love hip-hop music. I know there's a wide variety of people who wouldn't consider hip-hop art, and I know that many people would consider photography art, but that's not to say that every Instagram account is art. But there is without a doubt art on Instagram. Some people do performance art, but is that art just because the word art is in the name? Stand-up comedy is art to me, but I know a lot of people wouldn't call what Daniel Tosh does art. Now, what constitutes art is different for every person, and there's obviously room for conversation, but I found my definition of art back in 2013 with the release of Childish Gambino's Because the Internet. My definition of art is basically this: an act or expression that can be enjoyed with very little study, but rewards further exploration. Simply enough, art needs to be easy to consume and has to be worth consuming. This is a balance. Art often takes time to be understood, and the meanings can change depending on the viewer and when it is consumed. I loved hearing the Nerd Writer reference this in his video about the Darjeeling Limited and Wes Anderson's filmmaking, but I'll just show the clip.
The conversation is less about competition and more about how one particular movie in this director's filmography affected someone personally, how one particular angle of Anderson's vision hit that person squarely in the face because of where or when or who they were at that moment in their lives.
The reason that Gambino was the one who changed my definition of art is because he gave me the most obvious representation. Gambino's album was instantly pleasing and interesting to the ear because it managed to combine industrial hip-hop and pop rap sounds to create something I'd never heard. Gambino also wrote very catchy hooks and managed to conform to radio expectations within his album, as evident by songs like 3005. So, within the music, Gambino crafted a poppy, catchy, memorable album. With the release of the album, Gambino also promoted a 72-page screenplay that spelled out a full narrative for the album and made a complete concept. The album matches the mood of the screenplay, and the screenplay allows for greater conversation about themes, characters, and the effects of the internet on young people. The screenplay allows a consumer to dig deeper and find something that originally wasn't presented in the album. Meanwhile, the album can be enjoyed without the screenplay. This, to me, is art. It can be enjoyed passively, and it can be enjoyed critically. It's hard for me to watch a Lars von Trier movie, and I have no concept of how to critique modern art. But when I find something that strikes me immediately, and that has more substance behind it, I'm comfortable calling that art.